Did you know, like, 88% of all YouTube videos never even hit 1,000 views? It's wild.
Yeah, and something like 90% of creators, they just never get to 10,000 subs.
It's huge numbers.
But it's not really about, big channels getting special treatment. YouTube's algorithm, it's processing like 80 billion signals every day,
Over 80 billion.
all aiming for your long-term satisfaction.
Right. So today we're diving deep into that secret sauce. Things like the surprising power of watch time, or why this BGY thumbnail thing can make such a difference.
And what if I told you YouTube's actually kind of actively boosting small niche creators now? We'll get into how you can harness that.
Forget just going viral. It's about quality, right? And understanding that, well, that initial struggle, it's actually part of how the algorithm learns about you.
Welcome back to The Deep Dive. This is where we unpack complex topics, aiming for those aha moments you're looking for. And today, we're taking a really deep dive into something most of us use every day, but honestly barely understand: the inside workings of YouTube's recommendation algorithm, especially thinking about how it affects small content creators just starting out.
Exactly. Our mission today: let's try and demystify this pretty complex YouTube ecosystem. You've shared some great sources, really fascinating stuff. And we're going to pull out the most important bits to help you really grasp the opportunities, but also, the big challenges creators face. We'll look at everything: how videos get recommended, why new channels often have such a hard time, and crucially, how to actually break through. Yeah, definitely. Whether you're like maybe thinking of starting a channel, or you just watch a lot of YouTube, or maybe you're even prepping for a meeting about digital content stuff, understanding this system, it's absolutely key. So let's get into it. Let's unpack this.
That's right.
All right, let's start right at the core. YouTube's recommendation algorithm. It's definitely not just some magic black box deciding things, is it?
No, not at all. It's actually a very sophisticated two-stage neural network system.
Neural network. Sounds complicated.
Well, don't let the term scare you. Basically, think of it like a computer system designed to learn, kind of like a brain, but on a massive scale.
Yeah.
Or it's a bit like a funnel. We looked at that flow chart of the recommendation algorithm. It shows those decision points.
Right, yeah.
So the first stage is called candidate generation. Think of it like a super fast filter. It sifts through millions of videos, narrows it down to maybe just a few hundred potentially relevant ones for you, and it looks at your history, searches, even what people similar to you watch.
Similar to me, so it's grouping people.
Kind of, yeah. It identifies patterns to find those few hundred videos that are most likely to be something you'd actually want to watch. It's that first big cut.
Okay, so millions down to hundreds, that's a huge filter already. But hundreds is still quite a lot for my homepage. How does it pick from those?
Right, that's the second stage.
Yeah.
Ranking. Now, those hundreds of videos, they each get a score. And this part is incredibly detailed, really granular. It's not just about the video's topic. It's looking at your specific relationship to it. Like, have you watched this creator before? Did you finish their last video? Is this topic trending in your little interest bubble?
Wow. Okay, so every little click matters.
Pretty much. Every interaction is a data point. And this whole system, it processes over 80 billion signals every single day just to figure out what shows up on your screen. It's highly personalized.
80 billion signals. That's just mind-boggling daily. So it's not just pushing whatever's popular overall then.
Exactly. And this is a key point, something people often miss. The algorithm doesn't just push popular stuff. Its main goal, its primary objective, is maximizing your long-term viewer satisfaction. Not just short-term clicks, but keeping you happy on YouTube over time.
Right.
It's all about matching content to your individual interests based on all that data it's analyzing. It wants you to stick around.
That makes a lot of sense. So if it's all about my satisfaction long-term, what are the actual signs, the metrics that tell YouTube, yep, this viewer is satisfied? What makes a video rank higher in that second stage?
Okay, so there are a few really key ranking factors, and YouTube's actually pretty open about this. The biggest one, the most significant, watch time.
Watch time? Okay.
Yeah, they explicitly state that their final ranking objective is generally a simple function of expected watch time per impression. Meaning, basically, getting the click is one thing, but holding attention, that's the real prize. The longer someone watches your video, the stronger that positive signal is to YouTube.
Ah, okay. So clickbait might get the click, but if people leave right away, it actually hurts you.
Precisely. It sends a negative signal.
Yeah.
Which leads to the second most important metric, click-through rate, or CTR.
Right. How many people actually click when they see it?
Exactly. You need that click to even get watch time. Right. So that's crucial, too. Then there's audience engagement. This is, your comments, likes, shares, subscriber interactions. Our sources pointed out that videos with more comments, they consistently seem to rank better. YouTube seems to value that direct interaction as a sign of quality.
Interaction matters. Okay.
And finally, there's session duration. This one's interesting. It's not just about how long they watch your video.
Oh.
It's about how long they stay on YouTube after watching your video.
So if your video makes them want to watch more YouTube.
Exactly. Longer sessions suggest your content is valuable and keeps people engaged with the whole platform. That's a big plus for YouTube.
Okay, this all sounds, well, logical for channels that are already big and have lots of data points. But what about someone just starting out? We hear this term, small channel hell. It sounds like a really tough uphill battle.
It really is. That's a very real challenge. Because when YouTube just doesn't have enough data about a new channel, about its content, the algorithm honestly struggles. It doesn't know who the right audience is yet.
So what does it do? Just guess.
Sort of. It initially shows the new videos to small, kind of broad test groups, just to see what happens, gauge the interest. But if those first viewers don't really engage, if they click away quickly or ignore it, well, the algorithm basically stops promoting the content.
Oh, wow.
And that creates this cycle, you need views to get views.
Mm-hmm.
It's this visibility paradox. Makes it incredibly hard to get that initial traction.
That sounds brutal, honestly. Do we have any actual numbers on how tough it is? How common is this struggle?
We do, and they're pretty sobering, yeah.
Yeah.
Get this, 88% of all videos uploaded to YouTube, they never even break 1,000 views.
88%.
And 90% of creators never reach 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So when people feel like established channels are favored, it's usually not direct bias. It's more that those channels have a proven track record. They have history, data, watch time built up, subscribers who engage immediately. They provide those strong signals right away, which the algorithm understands and rewards.
So less conspiracy, more. A data problem for new channels.
Yeah.
And the competition must just be insane with those numbers.
Oh, absolutely. You're competing in this incredibly crowded space. Over 500 hours of video are uploaded every single minute.
500 hours a minute, it's hard to even imagine.
Right. You get this sort of Matthew effect sometimes, basically. The rich get richer. Popular channels with momentum tend to keep growing, making it even harder for small ones to get noticed. Plus, there's this algorithmic learning curve. It takes time for the algorithm to figure out your content, who likes it. We saw creators saying videos sometimes take weeks, even months, to find their audience. Some reported content doing better after, 100 days.
Over 3 months later.
Yeah. But most people expect results much faster, right?
Yeah.
So that delayed gratification, it leads a lot of creators to just give up too early, before the algorithm even really got a chance to learn.
Okay, that learning curve and those stats are definitely daunting. It sounds like a lot of creators just quit before the algorithm even figures them out. So for those who are determined, who want to push through that initial phase, where do they start? How can they strategically optimize to get noticed?
Right, okay. So let's talk optimization, starting with the stuff viewers see first, right? Title optimization. This is super important. Titles have two jobs: attract the human click and tell the algorithm what the video is about.
Makes sense.
So you want your target keywords near the beginning, keep it under 60 characters so it doesn't get cut off, especially on mobile, and use, power words, things that evoke a bit of emotion or curiosity. And there was a specific finding here. Research suggests titles around 40 to 60 characters. They tend to get the best click-through rates.
40 to 60, that's a pretty tight window. Brevity and clarity are key then. What about the visual hook, that thumbnail?
Thumbnail optimization. This is where it gets really interesting, actually. Thumbnails are just as critical, maybe even more so sometimes. Consider this. 90% of the top-performing videos use custom-designed thumbnails, not just a random frame from the video.
90%. Okay, so what makes a good custom thumbnail?
Well, best practices. Use bright, contrasting colors. Think about standing out against YouTube's interface, the red, white, black. We talked about that BOGY color scheme. Blue, orange, green, yellow. Those colors tend to pop really well in a busy feed.
BOGY. Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah. And look at those examples we saw, the effective thumbnails from LinkedIn videos. Bold text, bright colors, clear message. They grab you. They follow the 0.3-second rule. That's how fast someone decides while scrolling. Can they grasp the idea in literally a fraction of a second?
0.3 seconds. That's incredibly fast.
It is. So clear facial expressions for emotion, minimal text so it's readable fast, high-res images. It all matters.
Yeah.
And an advanced tip, A/B testing. Try out different thumbnail designs. See what works better. That can make a huge difference.
A/B testing thumbnails. That makes sense. Okay, so titles and thumbnails are like the billboards. What about the stuff behind the scenes, the SEO, the metadata?
Right, the stuff that tells the algorithm more directly what your video is about.
Yeah.
Keyword research is absolutely fundamental here. Start with your main seed keywords, the broad topics. Then use things like YouTube's own autocomplete search bar or tools like TubeBuddy or vidIQ to find those longer, more specific phrases, the long tail keywords people are actually typing in.
Long tail here.
Then for your tags, there's a useful formula. The MPC formula, that's the main keyword, variations of it, and the broad category. It gives structure.
MVC. Got it.
And your video descriptions are really important too. Get your main keywords in the first, say, 25 words. Aim for at least 250 words total, if possible. And weave keywords in naturally, maybe 2-4 times. Don't stuff them in, obviously. Oh, and adding timestamps or chapters, that's great for user experience, and it gives the algorithm more context, more keywords.
That's a really practical breakdown for the text side. But what about what you actually say in the video? Does that count for SEO?
Good question. And yes, absolutely it does. Speaking your target keywords out loud in the video helps YouTube's automatic transcription system understand the topic better.
Ah, so it's listening too.
It is. That audio-visual alignment, having the spoken words match the text metadata, it really strengthens the algorithm's understanding of your content, gives it more confidence about who to show it to.
Okay, we've covered some solid ground on the basics, the optimization stuff, but YouTube's always changing, right? Are there newer things, maybe more advanced tactics that creators, especially the smaller ones, should be looking at?
Definitely. And one huge area right now is YouTube Shorts. This is actually fascinating.
Shorts, yeah, they're everywhere.
Exactly. And they represent a massive growth opportunity, particularly for small creators. These vertical videos, under 60 seconds, they could drive serious subscriber growth, and they could act as a funnel, pulling viewers towards your longer videos too. The algorithm seems to be really promoting channels, even small ones, that make shorts with good retention.
So keeping people watching even those short videos is key.
Yes. And many creators are saying shorts are their main growth engine right now. Some research even showed that like 8 out of 10 top US channels are heavily focused on shorts.
Wow, 8 out of 10, that's significant. What about consistency versus quality? People always debate that.
Yeah, it's a classic debate. Look, consistency in posting definitely helps keep your audience engaged, build habit. But the sources we looked at consistently suggest quality outweighs quantity. YouTube seems to reward deeper engagement per video, not just sheer volume. So putting out fewer, really well-made, high-impact videos often works better than churning out loads of mediocre stuff.
Quality over quantity. Good to know.
And another big one, especially for growth, collaboration. Teaming up with other creators, it gives you exposure to their audience and vice versa. It can really accelerate growth, especially when you're starting out.
So it's not just getting eyes on the video, but really keeping viewers on YouTube after they watch. You mentioned session duration. How does YouTube track where people come from, and how can creators play into that?
Right. Understanding your traffic sources is really helpful. Basically, traffic comes from 3 main places, and the algorithm treats them slightly differently. There's browse, that's your homepage, your subscription feed. That tends to favor channels you already engage with, patterns it recognizes.
Okay.
Then there's search. That's where all that SEO work, keywords, titles, descriptions really pays off.
Makes sense.
And finally, suggested videos, the ones that pop up next to or after what you're watching. Getting suggested relies a lot on having tags that match well with other popular videos in your niche.
So matching tags is important for suggested.
Interesting. Yeah. And another tactic here is creating playlists. When one video in a playlist ends, the next one automatically starts. That directly improves session duration, keeps people watching your stuff, keeps them on the platform. Big win.
Okay, smart.
And then there's just general audience engagement, responding to comments, using the community tab, putting end screens on your videos pointing to other videos or playlists. All these things signal to YouTube that you're building a community, that people are invested. The community tab is great for teasing upcoming videos, sharing behind-the-scenes stuff, just keeping that connection going between uploads. It all contributes to stronger signals. And like we saw with that compact studio setup image, you don't need a Hollywood budget. Quality content and real engagement matter more.
That's a ton of really useful, practical stuff. But how do creators actually know if any of this is working? What should they be looking at in their YouTube analytics to figure things out and adjust?
Ah, yes. Analytics-driven optimization. This is crucial. the really successful creators, they live in their analytics, basically. They're constantly checking the data to see what's resonating. Audience retention graphs are incredibly powerful. They show you exactly where people are dropping off in your video or maybe where they're rewatching.
So you can see, like, oh, that intro was too slow, or people really like that segment.
Exactly. You can pinpoint problems or successes. Videos that have above-average retention, they become your template for what works. And, just like with thumbnails, A/B testing titles or even different upload times can really help you optimize. You test, you learn, you refine. It's an ongoing process. Find what works for your specific audience.
Okay, let's address something you hear a lot online, this idea that YouTube's algorithm is somehow biased against small channels. Is there any truth to that? What's the real story?
Yeah, that's a very common feeling, and you can understand why creators feel that way sometimes. But the reality seems more nuanced. YouTube representatives, when asked, consistently say that videos aren't boosted based on channel size. It's about performance, viewer behavior, those metrics we talked about.
But does that play out in reality?
Well, what's interesting is that some recent algorithm updates seem to be actively trying to promote smaller creators more. We've seen reports from users noticing more videos from channels with under, say, 500 views getting visibility. YouTube actually tracks small creator performance because they don't want the platform to get stale, right?
Yeah.
They need fresh content, new voices.
So they're actively looking for promising new channels.
It seems so, yeah. They boost emerging channels that show good engagement signals. And because the algorithm is so personalized, niche content from a small creator can actually compete really effectively against bigger channels if it targets a specific interest really well.
That's definitely more encouraging than the biases narrative. What about from a legal perspective or academic research? Has this idea of bias, maybe against certain groups, been looked into?
Yes, it has. There have been several lawsuits, actually, alleging algorithmic discrimination, for instance, against minority creators. But so far, those have generally been dismissed by courts.
Why?
Judges typically found there wasn't enough concrete evidence of systematic bias in the recommendation algorithm itself. Academic research is ongoing, but broadly it tends to suggest that content quality and relevance are bigger factors than creator demographics in terms of recommendations. However, and this is an important caveat, content moderation systems, the ones deciding what gets taken down or restricted, those automated systems might sometimes disproportionately affect creators talking about marginalized communities or sensitive topics.
So moderation is a separate ongoing challenge.
Exactly. It's a different beast, balancing safety and expression with automated tools. There are still challenges there, definitely.
Okay, so putting it together, the playing field for recommendations might not be inherently biased by size, and YouTube might even be trying to help new creators get found. What does that actually mean for the future, for small channels trying to make it?
Well, it points to some real emerging opportunities, I think. Those 2024-2025 algorithm updates we mentioned, showing more support for new creators, that's potentially huge. It means quality content from new voices has a better shot than ever at getting initial traction. And interest-based targeting just keeps getting smarter and more sophisticated. This allows niche creators to really find and build dedicated audiences, even if the topic seems crowded.
So specialize and find your people.
Pretty much. And in terms of best practices for those creators, patience and persistence are just absolutely critical. Remember those stats. Most breakthroughs happen after publishing 20, 30, even 50 videos, not the first few. It really is a marathon.
Gotta stick with it.
You do. And again, that theme of quality over quantity. Consistently, channels putting out fewer, really engaging, well-made videos outperform those just focused on upload frequency. And finally, maybe the most important thing, an authentic voice and a unique perspective. In such a saturated market, being genuinely yourself, bringing something different, that's irreplaceable. That's your real competitive advantage.
So when you boil it all down, it feels like the algorithm isn't this enemy you have to trick. It's more like this incredibly complex system that, if you actually understand it and work with it, can be a really powerful partner.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And that actually leads to an interesting question for you listening right now. If YouTube's algorithm really is focused on long-term viewer satisfaction, more than just quick viral hits, how might that change the kind of content that truly becomes impactful in the future? Maybe moving beyond just chasing views towards creating genuine, sustained value.
Ooh, that is a fantastic thought to leave everyone with. What a deep dive today, really getting into the weeds of YouTube's algorithm and how small creators can actually find their footing and thrive. We covered so much from that two-stage neural network thing and the whole small channel hell idea, right through to how a really good thumbnail or using shorts strategically can genuinely change the game.
Yeah, we really hope this has given you a clearer picture, maybe a more nuanced understanding of how to navigate this constantly changing platform, and hopefully empowered you to make some informed choices about your own content strategy if you're a creator. Remember, it's really about understanding the system so you can connect your unique stuff with the people who are actually interested in it.
Absolutely. And if you found this deep dive valuable, please do make sure to like this deep dive, maybe leave a comment with your thoughts or any questions that came up for you, and definitely subscribe for more in-depth explorations like this one. Your engagement honestly helps us bring more insightful content like this straight to you. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring.